Welcome back to Jaded Joy Stories. I'm your host, Brutus, and today we're embarking on another captivating journey through the world of Reddit. So, if you're ready to dive into the extraordinary, hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get started. Today's a special treat because we've got not one, but two incredible stories lined up, plus some exciting updates. Story number 1. Trespassed in all city parks for playing Pokémon Go. This story was posted by u/blindvisionary98 on r/Pokémon Go. Story of today. The park is fairly large, and we just loop around getting Pokestops and using incense. The park has a couple of public fields and some private stadiums, however, the stadiums are closed after a certain time. When the stadiums are closed, we usually walk close to the fence to access some Pokestops and gyms on the other side of the fence, but we've never gone to the other side of the fence when they're locked. We saw a raid that we could participate in together, but it had about 10 minutes until it started. So, we decided to walk in circles around the parking lot to incubate eggs while we waited. Then we saw a park security truck pull up and just watch us circling the parking lot. I glanced a couple of times to see if he had a problem, but he never said anything to us. So, we continued walking in circles in the parking lot. We completed the raid, caught the Pokémon, celebrated, and then walked to another cluster of Pokestops. Even though the guy in the truck was watching the whole time, he stopped following us once we left the raid site. After we hit the last large Pokestop cluster, we decided to head back to the car. As we were almost there, we saw a police SUV roll up on us, and we basically told them we were playing Pokémon Go. He tried to call the park security, who then called 911 to let them know that we were fine but still insisted on the trespass. The cops said the park had been dealing with break-ins and that to the park police, we appeared as if we were staking out the places. In the end, we got trespassed, but the police were very relaxed and recommended that we make an appeal to the Parks and Rec Department building tomorrow, which we will. But it was a little heartbreaking since that park was really close to our house and good for Pokémon Go. I thought I'd share this story because it was pretty surprising. Also, the fact that the park security wanted to avoid talking to us completely, even when the police were talking to us and they drove right by. Update number 1. Called the Parks and Rec Department phone attempting to appeal and was given another number to call. That number didn't ring on the phone, so I called back and they said they've been having problems with the phone. I'm given the court's number, had to leave a voicemail. Update number 2. Finally got a hold of public safety, administrators of the trespass, and told me they can't do anything and that I have to call the park/the person who had me trespassed. So I called and am now waiting for a call back from the park recreations manager. Update number 3. Being ping-ponged by different numbers. Park recreation manager had their assistant speak to me and said I needed to write a letter to the city council in order to get it appealed. Ended up calling a variety of elected council members but mostly got hit with voicemail. Decided to call my district city representative and they forwarded me over to the assistant city manager who is talking with directors of both public safety and parks and recreation and said they'll get back to me shortly. If all else fails, seems legal action will be the only way to go. Last update number 4. Finally got to speak with the director of the park. It was a misunderstanding overall and the trespass was lifted. What rubbed me the wrong way was that the one who issued a trespass was a part-time security guard who reported us trying to climb a fence, which is just not even remotely true. Director of the park was upset that the security guard didn't talk to us at all. She mentioned he should have felt safe coming up to us. She read to me the report and it never mentioned us circling the same parking lot he was in watching us for 10 minutes, report only said we tried to climb a fence and then walked away to another complex. We never even touched the fences we would walk by. Want to appreciate everyone's support whether it be for legal action, courses of action, or talking points. We'll be going there tonight to play and hope to encounter that part-time security officer, smiley face. Story number 2. Am I wrong for bringing my boyfriend on a family visit and making my BL uncomfortable? Posted by you/well_hi_there_9091. My 24M, brother, 27M, sister, 37F, and I thought it would be nice if we all organized a little trip to go visit our mom, as it's been a bit since we've all seen her. My sister brought her husband, 38M, and 2 kids, and I brought my boyfriend, 24M. I thought it would be okay, since my mom adores him and vice versa. I even asked my mom if I could bring him, and she was fine with it. However, last night after everyone else went to bed, I was hanging out on the porch shooting the stuff with my BL. We were just chatting, but after a while he mentioned how he thought it was inappropriate that I brought my boyfriend along. I asked why he thought that, and he said it made him uncomfortable to have a non-family member at a family visit. For context, I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years, he's not a random fling. I told my BL that I didn't think it was a big deal, and that as long as I wasn't being inappropriate with him on the kitchen table during family dinners there wasn't any reason for him not to be there. BL got pretty pissed at that, and to be honest I feel like I may have gone out of line. He said again that I shouldn't have brought my boyfriend, then got up and went inside. I feel pretty bad. I know this isn't about him being a non-family member, it's about him being, well, a him. I understand that a lot of people have issues with gay couples, and I don't want to cause issues or have my BL think that I'm forcing my relationship into his face. Also, I feel like that table comment may have been pretty unhinged. I just don't know what to do. For one, I don't want to cause unnecessary strain on my relationship with my BL, but at the same time, I want my boyfriend to be comfortable and I don't want to get him involved in anything or make him feel bad for being here. I think I could have avoided this whole thing by just leaving him at home. So, am I wrong for bringing my boyfriend along on a family visit? Edit, okay, I'm a stupid for not including this, but no, this isn't the first thing he said about me being gay. I've been getting some flack for the table comment, in part because my awful writing skills made it sound like I immediately escalated the situation without any prior conflict/issues. That's not the case. I just want to clear some things up so I don't have to do it in the comments. BIL has made several homophobic comments about me/my BF over the past couple years. Some of them were behind my back and later relayed to me by other family members, some of them were directly to me, but the point is, this isn't a one-off. I don't want to justify my obviously rude comment, but this is kind of an ongoing thing. No, he isn't speaking for someone else. He himself is upset about my boyfriend being here, and he's the only one, as far as I know, that's uncomfortable. This post is about him and him alone. I don't know if it was totally clear, because at least one person has seemed to have gotten this mixed up, but that comment was just to him. Nobody else was there. I might be rude, but I'm not crude enough to say that in front of everyone else. I hope this clears things up a little more. I should have been more upfront from the beginning. Here are some relevant comments. Have you ever flat out told him that what he says is homophobic? OP replies, not flat out, no. Occasionally, he'll be rude to my poor boyfriend, who hasn't done anything to upset anyone. In that case, I'll tell him to chill out and leave him alone. If he's being like that to me, however, I basically just tell him to lay off. I've never said anything along the lines of your comment to him, but I know other people have. Is your sister also homophobic? OP says, I've been so scared of starting stuff that I haven't really talked to her at all about it. That's a good question, though, of whether she's homophobic. Not really, but she also doesn't really defend me when her husband goes after me. However, between her and my brother, he would take someone out for me, while she just vaguely chastises her husband every once in a while if he takes it too far. So I guess you could say not directly, but she doesn't go out of her way to stop it. It sounds like your sister is because she's not sticking up for you and it will only get worse. OP says, it's honestly pretty sad that it took me until your comment to even think about my sister potentially, and probably, being homophobic. Thank you so much, both for your support and really putting this into perspective for me. It's late and I'm falling asleep right now, but I'll have that conversation tomorrow and post an update on how it goes. I don't have a great feeling about it, but I agree that I can't keep putting it off. Why would you even want to have a relationship with this guy? OP replies, all my attempts at any sort of relationship are for the benefit of my sister. Everyone hates my brother-in-law, none more than my brother, so I was trying to give her one last chance to be like, oh, my little brother and my husband get along, how sweet, or whatever. Obviously that's not the case, and now I'm mad at her because I realize that she's been condoning this all along. They defend me, but he keeps doing it and she keeps bringing him. Nobody, including me, really knows what to do anymore, but I'm going to try to figure that out today. If either of my nephews ends up being queer, I'm going to rescue them. Trust me, don't worry about that because I already have. Update. As some of you suggested, I got everyone together and had a family meeting thing. Basically, I restated the conversation from last night, and asked if anyone else had an issue with my boyfriend being there. Here are some highlights. My mom started dying laughing when she heard the table comment and had to leave the room, but when she came back she was pissed at my brother-in-law, and even more so at my sister. She and my brother both told off my sister and brother-in-law, saying that he's disgusting, she's disgusting for going along with it. How could you treat someone this way, what did they, me and BF, ever do to you, etc. I didn't even have to make the point that he's technically not family either, because my brother made it for me, love him. Lots of arguing. Brother-in-law saying he can't help being uncomfortable, my sister defending him, on and on. My mom kicked them out of the house. She said that until they could learn to treat my boyfriend and I right, they would no longer be allowed in her home. Call me petty, but when I got up from the table, I did sort of bend over it like a couple of people have told me to do. It was really subtle, but deliberate, and almighty did my brother-in-law get mad. Anyway, it all went pretty well, I'd say. My sister has been texting my mom, brother, and I and calling us various names and threatening us in all caps, but that can be dealt with. Thanks so much to everyone for their support. I appreciate all of you. And that wraps up another enthralling journey through the world of Reddit with JadedJoyStories. If you were captivated by these narratives, don't forget to show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing, so you're always ready for the next adventure. Got a story to share or a suggestion for us? Feel free to drop a comment below. Until next time, I'm your host, Brutus. Thanks for joining us today, and stay tuned for more captivating stories right here on JadedJoyStories.